Good evening. My name is Brian Townsend, and I'm a transfer student, sophomore here at Clemson University. And I attended the new student dialogue poverty simulation. The thing that surprised me the most is at how many children actually live in poverty. You know, I couldn't even imagine being a child trying to function in a classroom with the thought in mind that I don't even know if I'm going to eat, or maybe if the lights will be on when I get home from school, or if I even have a place to lay my head. I find this strange because children are in a situation that they have no control over. And for the most part, they are forced to live in poverty for a number of years without having no say. During this simulation, I played an 8-year-old boy, and the only thing I did was attend school. I went to school faithfully. I found that school was a way for me to relieve stress, and I so often did that. Whether I went to sleep, whether I talked to my teacher, or I just did different things, I talked to my peers. School was that place for me. I lived with my mother, who worked all the time, and my father, who was constantly searching for work daily, but couldn't really find it. And I also lived with two other siblings, one who was 16 and pregnant, and the other one just a middle school student. I got this role because we randomly chose names at the beginning of the simulation. Whether we realize it or not, poverty is a world of its own, and it continues at a rapid pace and it waits for no one. The thing that stood out to me the most about poverty is that it just doesn't reside in the homeless, but it also occurs in the life of those who have jobs, those people who are working, those people who are struggling to make ends meet. Poverty are knocking at the door for many of them. But my overall experience was a learning one. It taught me to be thankful for the small things that I have that we so often look over, such as family, food, friends, shelter, and even life itself. It made me just be more appreciative of the things that I have than the things that I don't have. Or this showed me not to complain because there's always somebody that is in a worse situation than you are. Even in the simulation, there were people that was families that was worse than my family was. I think that speaks something. If I'm already poor and there's even people that's poorer than me, then what does that mean? It just changed my way of thinking that I shouldn't complain because there are many more thousands and thousands of kids out there that are homeless and have no control over. So I'm just thankful for and more appreciative of the things that I have. However, throughout the simulation, many people began to voice their opinions. Oftentimes, it came through frustration when the parents were trying to pay the bills, trying to take care of the kids in the home, and at the same time balance work. For many of them, they never really did that. Although it was just a simulation, many of the people took full responsibility of going to a job or taking care of a child, making sure that child get to school. But it came with frustration, and they just voiced it. They was like, I can't do this. How can I take my kid to school at 7:30 and I got to be at work at 8:15? Like, how is that possible? But that's some of the things that people face every day in this world. They are left with the decision of hoping somebody can come and take their kid to school for them while they're making them work on time just so they can provide for their family. I just think that this simulation just teaches people, and it gives people, and it places people in the shoes of those people who are really living in poverty, and it just help them see how people have to continue their daily life, even though they run out of money and they have more bills than anything, and that the tax collectors and the mortgage collectors come knocking on the door. They gotta tell them something. A lot of the times they go in debt, and it's just like a domino effect. Everything begins to go down. And once you go in debt and you start to lose things, first you're gonna lose your job, then you're gonna lose your car, then eventually you're gonna lose your house, and you gonna become homeless. So I saw that during the simulation where this father was trying to work for his family, but he couldn't, and then he got fired, then he went in debt, and then his family became homeless, and they had to go live in a homeless shelter. So, but these are things that people actually go through, and we just went through it in a simulation, and people was getting very frustrated. So can you even imagine what those people who do this daily in real life and how they feel? I know I can't. I know that it's hard. Just this simulation was hard for me. Like, I had to be to school. I had to make sure I got away there. I couldn't walk on my own because I was 8. But what if a kid really is in real life 8 years old? He got to get to school and he has no one to take him. Then should he just not go to school, or what? See, those are the things that parents have to make decisions on, and we can do at least just give them a hand on just helping. So I just thank you guys for watching my new student dialogue, and I hope I share some insightful information with you that maybe that you may want to join or to participate in this new student dialogue poverty simulation, because I just think it gives you something new and different that make you more appreciative of life itself and everything that you have. Well, once again, thank you guys for listening.